Marcus Corley, and you can see that unofficially, having weighed in yesterday at 140, Cotto would enter the ring tonight at 157 pounds with a 17-pound weight advantage over Corley, who weighed in at 137 and has rehydrated only up to the division limit of 140. Cotto's 6 years younger. He's 1 inch taller. He gives away 1 inch in arm length from the armpit to the end of the fist. He apparently, unofficially, outweighs his opponent by 17 pounds, more than 10% of his body weight. Here are the rules of the bout with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Miguel Cotto, the Marcus Corley fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the unified rules that you see on your screen. Jim, real quick, the 4 criteria that the judges will use to score each individual round: clean punching, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, and defense, with a strong emphasis on clean, effective punching. Jim!
All right. Thank you very much, Harold Letterman. And there is DeMarcus Corley, who is wearing an unusual piece of headgear into the ring,
which he designed himself. He designs all of his outfits. Took up sewing in high school. Famous for shopping at lingerie shops for himself. But he's come into this hostile arena as a hostile opponent.
Last year, Corley feels as though he missed the chance of a lifetime when Emanuel Stewart, in his fight in Atlantic City with Floyd Mayweather, he caught Mayweather in the 4th round and for the moment had him on Queer Street.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised because I've been knowing and watching Floyd Jr. ever since he was a 6-year-old, and I saw him seriously hurt. But afterwards, DeMarcus said that he had a blood deficit, iron or something, and that's what prevented him from finishing off Floyd.
Yeah, that's right. He said he had iron-poor blood. And even though he doesn't yet have a Geritol endorsement deal, he does say that he's been taking iron supplements to prepare him to fight better tonight.
I think he was just as surprised as Mayweather was, and that's why he didn't try to take him out.
Ultimately, Mayweather pounded out an easy, unanimous decision over Corley, but Corley went the distance there, just has been the case in all of his losses. You can see that he beat Randall Bailey on a unanimous decision, just as Miguel Cotto knocked out Randall Bailey in 6 rounds in his last outing. And now as Corley waits there in that bizarre headgear, and I got to tell you, Emmanuel, if I were his trainer, I think I'd want him to breathe rather than to be wearing that.
Well, I'll tell you what, I admire for having the nerves to come here. That means he is confident regardless of what the outcome is going to be. He's coming in on a confident level.
Well, maybe he's a fan of science fiction, and it might be science fiction for him to beat Cotto in his hometown.
Perhaps Cotto had decided that Corley should keep that headgear on as long as possible.
You know, and the fact that Corley was saying that he expects to win a unanimous decision down here. With this crowd tonight the way it is, which is much like it was in Detroit when Thomas Sands fought for Pena Cuevas, this is a knockout crowd tonight. A lot of excitement and drama in there.
They are here to watch Miguel Cotto try to do what no one else has done, and they're here to cheer him too. Of the reception, you might think that Felix Trinidad, Wilfred Benitez, and Wilfredo Gomez were all coming into the ring together.
Jim, what impressed me about this crowd was how many of the fans are young men, and it's almost as if they're making their statement, Cotto is our generation's guy.
There's not an empty seat in the house. There is not a throat in the house which isn't cheering right now other than our own. And now let's go to Michael Buffer for the official introductions.
Damas y caballeros, buenas noches y bienvenidos al Coliseo Rubén Rodríguez aquí en Bayamón, Puerto Rico. Top Rank Incorporated en asociación con Piarbes Boxing y Nemera, presentando los asaltos por el título mundial junior welter de la OMB. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Junior Welterweight Championship of the World. Presidente de OMB, Francisco Paco Barcarcel, sancionado por la Comisión de Boxeo de Puerto Rico, Presidente José Peña Garicano. Y el honorable alcalde de Bayamón, Ramón Luis Rivera. The three judges at ringside scoring this bout, los tres jueces, Michael Pernick, Cesar Ramos, y Stuart Winston, and the referee in charge, el arbitro Enrique Quiñones Falú. And now for the thousands in attendance and the millions around the world. Bayamón, ¿están listos? Boricuas, ¿están listos? Damas y caballeros, let's get ready to rumble! Primero, en la esquina azul, con pantalones azul, con un peso de 137 libras. In the blue corner, weighing 137 pounds. Récord profesional, 29 victorias, con 16 knockouts, 3 derrotas y un empate. 28 victories, 16 knockouts, 3 defeats and 1 draw. From Washington, D.C., el retador, the challenger, former WBO Junior Welterweight World Champion, el ex-campeón mundial de Marcus. Up top, Corley. Y en la esquina roja, con pantalones negro y plateado, con un peso de 140 libras, in the red corner, weighing 140 pounds. Con un profesional récord perfecto, 22 peleas, 22 victorias, con 18 knockouts, a perfect record, 22 bouts, 22 victories, including 18 knockouts. Damas y caballeros, de Caguas, Puerto Rico, the reigning, defending, undefeated WBO Junior Welterweight Champion of the World, el invicto gran campeón puertorriqueño, Miguel Cotto.
Please. Nada de globo. Está claro en la regla. Está claro. Hey, any minute, man. Any problem, question the ruling? No? Okay, okay.
Given the tremendous weight advantage Cotto has coming into this fight, it would be a disappointment, Jim, if he didn't make an impression in this fight.
You know, actually, if he was fighting as a welterweight, we would be looking at the same body that we're looking at tonight.
In the old days, if he was fighting as a middleweight, you'd be looking at that same body.
You know, you have a really actually almost a lightweight and a middleweight for the most part.
Cotto's last 2 knockouts have come on right hands, even though his massive left hook is his trademark punch. Corley, the southpaw, was jawing at Cotto during pre-fight introductions and basically saying, you ain't nothing. Now we'll see what Cotto is for real as he hammers the Corley right on the chin with the right hand, and goes Corley off the left hook.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't believe that Corley is hurt. It was a flash knockdown.
I agree with you, Larry. A lot of it is the strength. You can see the tremendous strength difference there.
Yeah, and you can sense that Cotto senses the strength difference.
Yes.
Well, you can also see that Cotto has worked hard on throwing straight right hands, and his right hand lead is working perfectly. And now Corley comes back with a left hand lead, a right hook. They trade shots, and Corley goes to his knees again. Not ruled a knockdown, that was ruled a slip.
And at this point, both guys are throwing very powerful, short, accurate punches. The difference seems to be simply the weight difference.
And Marcus Corley's never been knocked out. Miguel Cotto's trying to get it done in the first round as he puts Corley all the way through the ropes. They've still got a minute and a half to go in the round.
They could have called that a knockdown when Corley went through the ropes.
And Cotto is fighting the perfect fight right now. He's very physical, very busy. And Corley not boxing like he said he was going to do.
And momentarily looked desperate there as he came out of the corner and tried to throw a big shot.
If Corley can land 5 punches in a row and get hit with 1 punch back by Cotto, and he's going to be hurt because of the difference in the strength.
There's a red mark under the left eye of Corley. Maybe it's already a small trickle of blood. Another hammering body shot from Corley, or I should say from Cotto, and Corley grabs and holds. Another right hand lands for Cotto. He's been tremendously efficient with the right hand here in the first round.
Well, he said the reason that he wasn't so effective a while back with his right hand was because that was the shoulder that he got hurt in that car accident. And gradually he began to get more and more strength back in it.
Some fighters have difficulty landing their left hook against a southpaw. Cotto has had no trouble so far.
Well, Cotto's punching everything perfect, short, accurate. And I give Corley credit. He's not backing off. He's not boxing, but still he's not trying to clinch and just survive, neither.
But he's also going through one of the most punishing rounds of his entire career as a hammering puncher has tested him with both hands in this round. And when we go to Miguel Cotto's corner where they speak Spanish, our interpreter is Jerry Olaya, and Cotto doesn't like Corley, and vice versa.
Well, this is what happens when you get a crowd like this. This is the crowd that's doing this, not the fighter. Breathe deeply.
He's yours, man. He's yours. Don't worry. Stay in control. He's got him. You've got him. You okay?
The knockdown was a left hook that was kind of a clubbing punch, and I think just the fact that he was so physically much stronger in the balance position created the knockdown. So legitimately it was a knockdown, but I don't think that Corley was hurt that much when he arose from the knockdown.
Now, as you both observed, both you and Larry, just the difference in strength. Cotto's able to move Corley when he wants. CompuBox numbers on round 1, Cotto 28 out of 73, including 27 of 68 power shots.
You know, Corley came in extremely light at 37, suggesting that he wanted to show a little bit more movement in boxing, but he's not really doing that. And maybe it's because Cotto won't let him.
Cotto shortening the distance constantly, keeping pressure on Corley, going back to the body over and over again.
Okay, that's what I meant.
Cotto fights much like most of the great fighters from Puerto Rico in the recent years, you know, keeping his hands up very high, short, accurate pinpoint punches. But maybe one of the better punchers of the guys, when you look back at Gomez and Rosario and Tito and Benitez.
Cotto is totally willing to trade with Corley. He's tasted Corley's power and believes he has too much of his own. That's going to be ruled a low blow, but it was a vicious shot.
Well, anything that Cotto lands is going to hurt, whether it's legal or illegal.
And it looks as though the referee is taking a point away, even though there had been no prior warning. Without doing that.
Wait. Wait, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Yeah.
Who is he taking the point from?
Wait.
Or is he?
It appeared that he was taking a point from Cotto for the low blow.
But he didn't make it very clear. Normally you're supposed to point to the boxer who the point is being deducted from and then notify each one of the judges.
Well, it's obvious who's being given 5 minutes to recover here and is taking a fair amount of it. That's intelligent. Now here they go again. Still short of the halfway mark in round 2. Right hand to the body again by Cotto, twice. Left hook upstairs and a left hook to the body. Tried to bring the right hand across. Corley ducked it.
That was a good right counter hook by Corley also.
Corley with the 1-2, slightly short with the left cross. Cotto's taking some risks. Corley's going to get some shots at Cotto's chin. Already popped him a couple times.
Very hard left by Corley.
As we told you, Corley would get some shots at Cotto's chin. That was a big left cross, and Cotto seemed to walk right through it. There's another big left cross by Corley. Both landing.
I'm impressed with Corley. I never expected him to punch with this type of an authority that he's punching with. And he's actually landing blows. Maybe it's hit Cotto more than I've saw anyone else hit him.
I think in part, Emmanuel, that's because Cotto has been a little bit more reckless than we usually see him because of his weight advantage.
Yes, and he knows that he can take those blows and probably still survive.
I totally agree. I also think Cotto may be taking a couple of extra chances to try to give himself the chance for the impressive knockout of a fighter who's never before been finished. And Corley tasted 2 more hard body shots there.
And you can see the difference in the strength, and they're just in close where you see Cotto just pulled him down.
So that concludes round 2, in which once again, apparently, a point was taken from Miguel Cotto for hitting low.
Keep using the jab, okay? You come in there like a bull, stay down on your left uppercut and pull the hook. It's gonna work, Doc. You gotta believe in it, champ. All right? Believe in it. Keep using the jab, all right? Let him come into it. Keep jabbing, you're gonna walk into the left uppercut and pull the hook, champ. You're okay, champ. Way to work, way to work. Keep it going, all right? Okay. Don't be up on you when you pull the hook, all right? Stay down on it.
The low blow that you see right there that came from Cotto, that's the type that was just above the hip bone, which a lot of times can help paralyze you and restrict your movements later on. Great left hand came back right there by Corley. He's landing a lot of clean punches tonight, and if he was about 10 pounds heavier, I think Cotto would be in trouble.
The double left hook, landing to the body again there. Right to the body, and that backs Corley off again. Corley with a hard left to the body himself. Cotto partially blocked it with his elbow. That one, right on the flexes. Huge punch. Corley has hurt Cotto. Miguel Cotto's in trouble and is holding on.
He's in serious
He almost went down on that punch.
Right, he never saw the punch.
And he's staggering and still in trouble. Corley's got a chance here for a knockout if he can get at Cotto. Cotto still staggered.
2 minutes left in this round.
And Corley goes twice to the body, and Cotto still wobbles. Tremendous opportunity for DeMarcus Corley to score an upset of the young prospect. Cotto landed low again. Referee didn't see it.
Well, we've never had to.
Corley's got a great opportunity. He should not be going to the body. Should be going to the head.
Great left hook counter by Cotto. Backs Corley off.
And the shot that he hurt, Cotto went the right hook. He seems to keep trying that more. So a slow left hand and come back with a hard right hook.
And Cotto, for the moment, seems to have his legs back. With a minute and a half still to go in the round.
Well, we've never
the right hook again. The right hook is
hard
doing the
body
damage.
shot by Corley.
We've never seen Cotto have to deal with adversity This is a major test of what he is made of.
But I don't see why. Well,
Corley seems to feel as though the way to finish Cotto is to go to the body.
yeah, he's trying to come up between the gloves.
Cotto is letting Corley swarm him and looking for chances to counter. Hard right hand lands for Corley after Cotto's combination landed. Miguel keeps backing up because he's still foggy.
He's still foggy, which is very smart, though.
Cotto has been vulnerable to that right hook over his left.
And you know, if Corley would shoot a power shot up through the middle, I think he would do a lot of damage now, too.
Miguel Cotto was almost out on his feet, but for the moment has survived the most severe test of his 23-fight career.
You still got to watch for that right hook. Every time he throws his right hand, he's leaving himself open to get caught with a right hook.
Straight left hand lands for Corley. Cotto backs into the ropes again. Corley swings and misses with the right hand. Cotto seems to have his faculties back.
The right hook again.
It'll be fascinating to see what Evangelista Cotto says to his nephew between rounds.
I made that a 2-point round for Corley.
You got to let go of the hook, man. Wait, breathe. Breathe. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Now it's our turn. It's our turn. You understand? Look at all those people. Get down and work intelligently. Come on. Don't lose your head.
Right here, you see Cotto getting caught with one of the best trick punches it is that a southpaw catches, a right-hander with, is the right hook when he's throwing his straight right hand himself.
And hit him around.
And it seems like his mind is so preoccupied and looking out for the straight left coming from Corley that he's not watching Corley's right hand.
So that was the counter right hook that did such a tremendous amount of damage to Miguel Cotto in that round. Power shots in 3. Corley landed 20 out of 46. Not enough, however, to get Cotto to the canvas. Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Jim, the scoring of this fight is very interesting. Round 1, 10-8, Miguel Cotto because of the knockdown. Round 2, 9-9. Cotto went around 10-9 and had a point deducted for the low blow, becomes 9-9. Round 3, definitely, as Larry said, 10-8 Corley, he had him out. 27-27, all even.
Corley lands another hard right hook. This one Cotto takes reasonably well.
But Cotto has not backed off and went too defensive this round. He's coming right back and trying to resume the same tempo that he was at in the earlier rounds.
But he's not throwing as many double left hooks, and he's holding his hands a little higher.
Yeah, he's throwing more of a right hook more instead now.
Again, Corley cracks Cotto on the ear with the right cross. Cotto has a swelling on the bridge of his nose now, and his left eye is beginning to close just a tiny bit. So DeMarcus Corley has made a physical impact in the fight, despite apparently being outweighed 17 pounds.
Corley is very, very much impressing me tonight. I never expected this type of a fight from him.
I said earlier it would be science fiction for Corley to win, but it's science non-fiction, real professionalism that's keeping.
Vicious low blow lands for Corley right on Cotto's cover. And if he deducted 1 point from Cotto, then yes, he's going to deduct a point from Corley as well.
But the way he's doing it is almost like he's deducting a point from Cotto, even though we know what's going on.
And Cotto's not taking anywhere near the amount of time that's available to him, despite seemingly having been rocked by the low blow.
I'm not sure, but I thought, maybe I'm wrong, that it was the time when he was throwing the body shot, and seemingly Cotto pulled his head, which happens often, accidentally, and that's why the punch was lower than the intended target area.
Yeah, when I said vicious, I was talking more about the effect than the intent. Strong combination by Cotto. Rocks Corley one more time against the ropes. Corley comes back and hits Cotto right on the button with a straight left.
finding holes in Cotto. Downstairs and upstairs, but Cotto is just so much stronger.
Cotto got in one more good shot just below the belt line at the end of the round.
That was definitely a low blow.
And an intentional low blow if you look back.
Yeah, just enough to really hurt. He got up underneath the cup.
Wasn't being pulled down.
No,
fired the shot right at the cup.
No, his head was down, but it wasn't being pulled down.
Keep your hands up. You bring your left hand down. Keep it up.
We've got excitement in Bayamon, Puerto Rico on Boxing After Dark as DeMarcus Corley and Miguel Cotto move into the 5th round of what has been a seesaw battle so far. Both men at different times seemingly on the verge of knocking their opponent out in this fight. Power shots through 4. Cotto 85 out of 209. Corley 60 out of 162. And you can see that Harold Letterman gave the last round to Cotto and made it a 10-8 round because of the deduction of a point from DeMarcus Corley. Cotto's pace slows now in round 5.
Much more deliberate after he was walking into too much heavy fire.
And this pace is far more analogous to the pace at which Cotto has fought most of his previous fights. He's generally way more careful than was the case in rounds 1, 2, and 3 here.
Yeah, I think, as we said earlier, because he felt he had such a great physical advantage in terms of weight and strength.
Good, quick right hook by Corley, lands again. Hard left hook by Cotto. And Corley took it really well. That was a busting shot. Another left hook drives Corley into the ropes. Crowd screaming for Cotto to land another left hook.
Cotto unable to land a clean shot in that sequence.
Great left hand by Corley. Big left hook by Cotto. And a great left hook knocks Corley into the ropes again. Chopping right hand. Cotto thinks he has the moment. Corley grabs and holds.
I don't think Corley's that much hurt. It's just that the strength is just too much for him, and he just can't hold him off.
Some of the snap going out of Corley's punches now as Cotto's body work is beginning to show up.
Yeah. Cotto's much more effective now.
Hard left hook drives Corley into the ropes again. And DeMarcus is down on the canvas. The second knockdown of the fight for Cotto. DeMarcus Corley.
I think that is a hometown stoppage, a disgrace, an absolute disgrace. Even if Cotto was coming on and starting to dominate Corley, Corley has shown enough professionalism to weather that particular storm, and a hometown referee stopped the fight.
You agree?
I think that the fact that the way the chop looked, it was over with. I think mentally in his mind, I saw he'd given up, but still, I thought the stoppage was too quick. I thought it should have been.
I agree. I generally agree with Larry that Corley had shown enough professionalism to get at least one more chance. Yeah. However, I think the issue had been decided too.
Yes, I think already.
I agree. But you got to give a pro like that a chance to recover between rounds and see what he comes up with, just as we saw what Cotto came up with. after he was damaged.
Bombs away in this fight. CompuBox numbers of their 190 total connects in the fight between these two fighters. Only 10 of them were jabs. It was a power-punching, trade-shot exhibition.
I was very surprised. I never expected to be this type of explosive fight, but the crowd itself, I don't think would permit it to have been anything else than what it was tonight.
And a good moment of sportsmanship there for two guys who fought savagely after the end of the bell in round 2.
And I was impressed with both fighters tonight. I mean, anybody can get hurt, and it does happen. And I was impressed at how Cotto regrouped, took his time, and fought himself back into the fight. And I was overly impressed with Corley with the punching power that he showed and the courage tonight.
All right, here's another look at the last knockdown. 2 replays, Emmanuel, and increasingly throughout the fight with that 17-pound weight advantage as Cotto continually steered Corley toward the ropes, his advantage mounted.
Yes, and you can see we're just going to be a matter of time.
So this is the first knockdown on which Corley finally put a knee on the canvas after ducking and ducking. And I think Corley was complaining to the referee that Cotto had hit him while he was down, but I don't think he had the knee all the way down at the moment when Cotto hit it.
That was a legitimate
He's still not down there, so Cotto's entitled to swing. That was the first of the 2 knockdowns. Now here's the second one, which again appeared to be the case of Corley simply taking a knee to avoid further punishment. Just like right there. And when you take a knee to avoid further punishment, you don't expect the referee to stop the fight.
No, you don't.
So the last thing Corley had probably expected here was that the referee would use this as a reason to stop the fight. It's abundantly clear Corley was just looking to regain his equilibrium.
But the referee, you know, it's his decision, and he may have read it a different way and read it that he was just saying, hey, I'm through. I'm going down this time without even being hit. I mean, I'm through. I'm done for the night.
Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official particulars on the TKO.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 2 minutes, 45 seconds. Round number 5, the winner, and still el invicto gran campeón puertorriqueño, Miguel